decide to do them, we will be doing them next week.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna try to get through this pretty quick because I think last year it took a while.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I would say my experience at Wingra was actually a lot more like my time in college. You are expected to be a little bit more of an independent thinker.
And we've always felt like, boy, we get to the sky and we get to have cake. It's this time when everything really comes together.
At the beginning of the year in the sky, students actually set up the classroom. They get to think about how do we set up a classroom that works for everybody, not just for me or not just for my friends, but how do we make it so that the teachers are happy and the students are happy and we can have enough room for group time and enough room for individual time. And so they start to go through real world problems just through daily functioning.
You learned it because you did it.
Everybody would be getting and giving clues.
Yeah. Yeah, now Lucy would have someone different.
Our graduating class was 7 people to a class at West of several hundred. And so that was a bit of a culture shock. But over time, I grew to recognize that one thing that I had that a lot of people I was going to school with didn't was the ability to sort of process ideas in a less linear way.
They have different ways of thinking. To solve a problem, they can have 5 different options. They utilize that tool to go into regular school, work from many different angles, and not just think about memorizing something.
Part of that was why Wingra was the right place for me, but part of that was also what you got from being at Wingra.
Everyone did a very long-term research project and then presented it to their classroom.
They learn how to manage their project time.
How to lay out a timeline, how to get something done.
And that's, I think, this huge life skill that I see carrying them through high school.
We've taught students how to be curious. We've taught them how to be adaptable. We've taught them how to be flexible. So if they're in a high school class, something goes haywire, or they're in the middle of an exam and they don't know what to do, we've taught them the skills to problem solve in that moment, and we've taught them how to adapt.
They become good advocates for their own learning in any big environment that they go to.
Okay, you might not be able to set up a classroom. Okay, but can I maybe ask for a different assignment if I don't feel like an assignment works for me? And if I get a response that I don't like, and they say, no, you've just got to do it, well, we're teaching them skills how to deal with that as well.
Okay. Hold on a second. Guys, can you please wait because Lydia wants to talk.
We want them also to be good advocates for their classmates and for anyone involved in that, including the adults.
When I came here, it was like, wow, these kids all genuinely like each other.
All your gum right now.
And people recognize that they're real and they know who they are, they know what their strengths and challenges are, and their peers there and the staff members appreciate them for that.
Your children will become adolescents.
And when you think about all of the things that are going on in their heads, when you can take away, some of this conformity piece and let the kids be who they are, it allows the rest of the learning some space, so you get better academics because you have a better mental state with the kids.
I think they just come out ready to do what they're going to do without being crushed in middle school.
All right.
Figure out who they are. And how do we move forward without knowing the path? How do we move forward knowing our core that will guide us on that path?
Was there a sound?
Yeah, there was a sound in the morning where
It's detected.
yeah, there was sound that's detected.